The air hung heavy with the stench of death. It clung to the trees, seeped into the ground, a silent testament to the horrors that unfolded at Superbike Motorsports. This wasn't just a motorcycle shop, it was a tomb, a place where dreams were shattered and lives were brutally extinguished. 4 souls, taken not by accident or chance, but by the calculated cruelty of a monster hiding in plain sight. The small town of Chesney, South Carolina, would forever be scarred by the darkness that descended upon that shop, a darkness that bore the name Todd Kohlhepp. The silence was deafening. Gone were the sounds of revving engines and the camaraderie of motorcycle enthusiasts. In their place, an eerie stillness settled, broken only by the whispers of the wind rustling through the trees. The shop stood as a grim reminder of the day evil walked through its doors, leaving an unspeakable tragedy in its wake. The Superbike Murders, as they would come to be known, sent shockwaves through the community and beyond, exposing the dark underbelly of a seemingly ordinary man. Todd Kohlhepp. The name itself would come to evoke a primal fear, a chilling reminder that monsters don't always lurk in the shadows. Sometimes they hide in plain sight, their true nature concealed behind a veneer of normalcy. Kohlhepp wasn't some shadowy figure. He was a familiar face in the community. He owned a real estate business, interacted with people daily, and wore a mask of normalcy that belied the darkness festering within. But beneath the surface, a storm raged. Kohlhepp's past held the chilling foreshadowing of the horrors to come. A troubled childhood marked by behavioral issues and a disturbing fascination with fire hinted at a deeply disturbed individual. Then came the kidnapping. At the age of 15, he held a young girl captive, a terrifying glimpse into the depths of his depravity. This early act of violence, resulting in a 15-year prison sentence, should have been a warning, a sign that a predator walked among us. Yet somehow he was paroled, allowed to re-enter society, his true nature masked, his potential for evil tragically underestimated. The stench was the first clue. A foul, metallic odour permeating the air around Kohlhepp's sprawling property, 95 acres of woodland that would soon become synonymous with death. It drew investigators like flies to Carrion, their suspicions aroused by the disappearance of a young couple, Kayla Brown and Charlie Carver. The search warrant allowed them to delve into the heart of darkness, their every step heavy with dread. The discovery was swift and horrifying. Buried in shallow graves, they found the bodies of 4 souls lost to Kohlhepp's depravity. Scott Ponder, Beverly Guy, Brian Lucas and Chris Sherbert. The Superbike Motorsports victims, their lives brutally cut short on that fateful day in 2003. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community, confirming their worst fears. The missing couple had led them to a graveyard, and the man they sought for their disappearance was a serial killer. Kohlhepp's confession was chilling in its matter-of-factness. He spoke of the murders with a detached calmness, his words sending chills down the spines of even the most hardened investigators. He described the events at Superbike Motorsports, how he had planned and executed the murders, his voice devoid of remorse. He recounted how he had lured Kayla Brown and Charlie Carver to his property, holding Kayla captive in a metal container, her cries for help swallowed by the vastness of the woods. He spoke of chains and restraints, of the calculated cruelty he inflicted on his victims. He detailed the methods he used to end their lives, his words painting a gruesome picture that left no room for doubt. He confessed to the murder of Charlie Carver, his voice cold and emotionless. The confession was a chilling window into the mind of a monster, a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity. Section 5, A Ghost from the Past, the 5th victim. As if the horrors unearthed on Kohlhepp's property weren't enough, a ghost from the past emerged to further darken the already grim narrative. A name whispered on the wind, a cold case file gathering dust for over a decade. Charles David Carver. His disappearance in 2003 had baffled investigators, the trail running cold until Kohlhepp in his confession uttered his name. The fifth victim, another life extinguished by Kohlhepp's hand. Another family left to grapple with the unimaginable grief of a loved one stolen away. The discovery sent ripples of shock and horror through the community, a stark reminder that monsters can hide in plain sight for years, their true nature concealed behind a carefully constructed facade. Section 6. Shattered Lives, the Ripple Effect of Horror. The impact of Kohlhepp's crimes extended far beyond the immediate victims and their families. The small town of Chesney, South Carolina, once a place of quiet charm, was now forever linked to the horrors unearthed on that sprawling property. The community reeled, struggling to comprehend the darkness that had taken root in their midst. The families of the victims were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, forever haunted by the loss of their loved ones. The pain was palpable, etched on their faces, their grief a constant reminder of the evil that had visited their town. The community rallied around them, offering support and solace in the face of unimaginable tragedy. But the scars of Kohlhepp's crimes ran deep, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most ordinary seeming Section 7. A broken system when parole fails. The case of Todd Kohlhepp raised troubling questions about the effectiveness of the justice system. How could a man who had already exhibited such disturbing tendencies at a young age be deemed fit to re-enter society? Why were the warning signs ignored? The potential consequences of his release so tragically underestimated. The parole system, designed to offer rehabilitation and a second chance, had failed spectacularly in Kohlhepp's case. It had allowed a predator to walk free, his true nature masked, his potential for violence tragically underestimated. The case served as a stark reminder of the flaws inherent in any system designed to assess human behavior. A chilling testament to the fact that even the most carefully crafted safeguards can fail with devastating consequences. Section 8. Scars on the Soul, the Unending Nightmare. The horrors of the Superbike Murders continue to haunt the community of Chesney, South Carolina. The memory of the victims lingers, their faces forever etched in the minds of those who knew and loved them. The pain of their loss is a constant ache, a wound that may never fully heal. The community has shown remarkable resilience, coming together to support the victims' families and to reclaim their town from the grip of fear. But the scars of Kohlhepp's crimes run deep, a constant reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly ordinary individuals. The case serves as a chilling reminder that monsters do exist, and sometimes they walk among us, their true nature hidden until it's too late. Section 9. The Monster's Shadow, Living with the Echoes of Evil. Todd Kohlhepp's reign of terror may have ended, his crimes brought to light, his victims given a voice, but the echoes of his evil linger, a shadow cast over the lives he touched. The families of the victims, forever marked by his cruelty, navigate a world forever altered by loss. The community, scarred but not broken, grapples with the knowledge that such darkness could take root in their midst. The Superbike Murders serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the ever-present potential for evil to erupt in the most unexpected of places. It is a story that chills us to our core, forcing us to confront the darkness that resides within the human heart. And while we may seek answers, searching for meaning in the face of such senseless violence, some questions remain unanswered, the why forever out of reach. The monster may be gone, but his shadow lingers, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can consume even the most ordinary of souls.